and today we're going to read Slinky, Scaly, Slithery Snakes by Dorothy Henshaw Patton. You'd think it would be hard to survive in the wild without legs. But look at snakes! More than 2,500 kinds slither and creep throughout the world. Snakes live just about everywhere except on some islands and near the North and South poles. They can climb the tallest trees or burrow deep into the earth. Some snakes never leave the water. Others remain forever on land. Snakes have only one shape, but they come in many different sizes. 2-inch long thread snakes are as skinny as a strand of spaghetti, but a 32-foot rectangular python is big enough to eat a pig or even a small person. There is nothing extra about a snake. It has everything it needs to hunt and kill and not much more. Its keen senses guide it to its prey. Its sleek, scaly body speeds through grass or water. A snake has no limbs to get in the way when it's chasing after tunneling ground squirrels and burrowing mice. Snakes are amazingly strong. Many muscles power their movements. Short muscles connect the bones of the spine. Longer muscles overlap each other along the body. These muscles control how the snake's scales grip and push against the ground or a tree trunk as the snake moves forward. Snakes' bodies make S shape as they glide along. This kind of movement also helps the snake swim. Many kinds of snake can swim, but sea snakes are swimming champions. Their bodies and tails are flattened to push against the water as they move. Nostrils on top of their heads make it easier for them to breathe. Some snakes swim through water, but shovel-nosed snakes swim under the desert sand to avoid the heat. Sidewinders seem to swim over the surface of the desert, looping their way quickly from place to place. Trees are a perfect home for many snakes. A long, thin body can wind through the most tangled branches with ease, but moving against gravity can be a problem. Many snakes that live in trees have ridges on the scales on their bellies that cling to the bark of a tree as they climb. Others wind their tails around the one branch as they stretch toward the next branch with their heads. Many snakes have many ways to avoid attack by other animals such as eagles, raccoons, or badgers. Snakes may use sound as a warning. Most pit vipers have a tail that they beat against dry leaves to make a warning sound. Rattlesnakes go one step further. They have a built-in rattle in the ends of their tails. When a rattler feels threatened, it coils its body and raises the tip of its tail, shaking the rattle rapidly. The loud buzzing sound means, "Stay away or I'll bite." A cobra knows how to scare its enemies. Its front ribs are especially long and can fan out to the sides to make a wide hood behind its head. A cobra raises the front of its body when it spreads its hood. Some cobras hiss or growl too. The most dangerous cobras don't just threaten, they spit poisonous venom at the eyes of their enemies, then flee. The teeth of non-poisonous snakes can't do much damage to a predator. Even the fastest snake has a hard time escaping from an animal with 4 legs. So some snakes have ways of tricking their enemies. Many have rounded tails that look like their heads. When threatened, the snake hides their heads and shows their tail. The predator attacks the tail, but the snake can wriggle free and escape head first. The eastern hognose snake is a champion trickster. When threatened, it lifts and flattens its neck and hisses. If the enemy comes close, the snake strikes at it with its mouth closed. If that doesn't work, the snake violently twists its body about, vomits, and defecates. Then it rolls over on its back and lies completely still, its tongue hanging out from its open mouth as if it were dead. When the enemy leaves, the snake turns over and crawls off. This will be our last page. Many poisonous snakes, such as coral snakes, use their bright markings to warn animals to stay away. Some harmless king snakes and milk snakes look like the poisonous ones, so that predators will leave them alone. All right, and that is it for today. Go ahead and make sure you go to Schoology and answer the discussion questions. Thanks for listening.